Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host Indie Comics Jones. Today is August 22nd, 2021. This is episode 397. Nocterra is the comic we are looking at today. This is number 6 in this arc. I think it's the final of the arc, I believe. And then they're going to continue with another arc after this. It comes in at a whopping $3.99, and it's from Image Comics. This is a recommend. I am probably going to step away from it because I'm just reading so many different comics right now. But I did enjoy this arc, and it was pretty good. It was really well paced. Okay, let's take a quick look at this cover here. Now we've got her with kind of her mask, which has this red circle, but it's not quite all the way. It's like cracked in half, which is very highly reflective. And we can see what appears to be maybe supposed to be Blacktop Bill's reflection. I'm not sure. And you can see she's very angry. This doesn't happen in the book, but not that it really matters. It is a good depiction of kind of the general theme of his. If you haven't been watching or read this book, then you probably don't know that it takes place in a world where the sun has gone away. They call it the Great PM, and those that are exposed to the darkness too long actually mutate into monsters that go after regular living creatures. So you've got the animals, you've got the plants, you've got the people. So artificial light is at a premium. We've got Val and her adoptive brother, Emery, trying to escape to the place they call the sanctuary, because Emery has been in the darkness too long, and he's starting to change into what they call the shade. And if they can get him to the sanctuary, there's a light bed there that can kind of bring him back. So let's take a quick look to see who worked on this comic. We have Scott Snyder as the writer, Tony S. Daniel as the artist, Tume Moray as the colorist, and the letters were by AndWorld Design. Now the art in this and colors are great. Since we're depicting this all at night, we still get enough contrast so we can tell very clearly what's happening. And the art is very expressive, as you can see here. Each person looks very different and unique. So usually with these stories, they start off with a flashback, and this one's no different. In this issue, I should say. Each issue starts off with a flashback, and this one's no different. And what we have here is Val, and she talks about the first, where were you when the Great PM hit? And she recollects hers. Her story's a little bit different because apparently she was blind, and when they took the bandages off, the Great PM had already hit. So the world has always been in darkness to her. So she reflects it in that way, which is a little different. Now we've got a confrontation. They made it all the way. She's a truck driver transporting goods and people with these highly illuminated rigs. And she's being chased by Blacktop Bill. They go to these outpost to outpost. She's got a secret book with her that's got the formula to bring the light back. And it was done by someone named Augustus, Dr. Augustus. And this is his brother Tiberius. And Tiberius seems to be in cahoots with Blacktop Bill. So it's not a good thing. First, they feign friendship, and then they find out the story. So she tries to get the drop on Tiberius. She doesn't work. And then we get the Image trope, the black page. And we get a couple of them in here. Fortunately, they don't count this as content. So that you get that going for you. I see this so much. I don't know why Image does it so much, but almost every Image comic has. So it must be an editorial thing. An editorial mandate, if you will. So there's a lot of arguing going back and forth. She gives up where the book is. They'd hidden the book under the bed, the sun bed, that had cured Emery. Emery is now okay after he was nearly totally changed over, so that's a good thing. Then they use one of their flash bombs to escape the guards that are guarding them, and they punch him out. Now this part you got to suspend disbelief a little bit because these guards are like fully armed and have armor on, and the girl and Emery take him out. I think they're like 21 and 19 or 18, something like that, but they seem to have no problem taking him down, which is fine because they were surprised. So maybe yeah, okay. So this is where the Dr. Tiberius finds the book. He's talking to Blacktop Bill. Apparently, Blacktop Bill took some kind of formula that just made him kind of into a shade in a way, but coherent. He's not just a raving monster like the other shades we see back here. So they blow one of the windows to the compound to let these human shades in. And that is how they escape to the outside. It's Bailey, who they picked up. That was the granddaughter of Dr. Augustus, who was killed and turned into a shade by Blacktop Bill. And we have all just kinds of mayhem, it was pretty good. So this one had a lot of explanation in it, which I liked. There's a lot of flashbacks to the original time when the first great PM hit. So it is very descriptive. I actually went back and looked at the other 5 issues just to see, to tie things in because it had been a while. So we've got this romp through the woods. They're being chased. As you can see, her shield seems to be intact, not like on the cover here. You can get a better shot of it there. So I'm not sure why they have it broken, if that's a future thing for maybe issue 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm not quite sure. But Dr. Tiberius has got them with some kind of assault gun on them, and from behind he gets attacked by his brother Augustus and just rips him to shreds. So at first I couldn't figure that out. I thought Tiberius instantly turned into a shade, but then I realized the long hair. They both have kind of the same look, and so that's what has happened here. So we have Bailey with the book, and they get enough time to run to their truck, which happens to be perched on a hill. They're kind of out of power. These trucks are run on electric power, but they're on a hill, so they decide to try to coast down as their only option. And as they're coasting, the human shades are after them. As you can see them coming fast, fast, fast. They're making it down the bottom of the hill. Suddenly there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You almost believe it's the sun coming up, but it's not. It is someone that Val met when she was very young, named Bellwether, Bia. And she is now Bellwether, who's kind of like a radio station DJ that's kind of talks to all the different convoys going across. So this ending does kind of have a Machina Deus Ex feel to it, because she just comes out of nowhere to save them, or machina deus ex, however you want to say it. So that was a little disappointing, but overall everything else was like pretty strong, and so I'm okay with that. They flare up their lights, it freaks out the human shades, and then we get another black page. When this is kind of the end of her arc, Val's arc for now, but we go back to see Blacktop Bill walking into the darkness with some kind of mechanism, and I think this is going to open up some portal or something. That's my thought on that. But it is to be continued at this point, to be continued into a new arc. And that's where we're going to leave it at that. So, yes, it is a recommend. Let me see if there's some other things in here from Image that we can take a quick look at. We have Primordial coming out next month, September 2021. Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. I believe that's his the same team that did the other Jeff Lemire we read earlier. I'm trying to think of what, or just a couple days ago. I'm trying to think of what the name of that is. I'm drawing a blank. It was pretty good. It was a one-shot. And it was not Clown Hunter. I'm drawing a blank. Sorry. Then we have the next issue of Nocterra. It is going to skip a month. This is the new arc, so they're probably going to bring out the trade in September, I'm thinking. Actually, this is the trade. I take that back. Volume 1, Full Throttle Dark. So that is the trade, October 1. And then we get the little blurb. What if hope isn't about looking away, but looking past? And there you go. All right. So, Nocterra gets the Indie Comics Jones Good Excavating seal of approval, given out only by Indie Comics Jones on this particular channel, except no substitutes. Hey, thanks for stopping by and watching this review. As always, please like. You can dislike it too. I like it if you like, though. Please subscribe if you haven't. And you can even leave comments if you wish. I'm all for it. So, this is Indie Comics Jones from the Temple of Tomes, bidding you adieu. More comics to come.